Okay, you guys. So I'm Tiff.
I'm Adriana.
And y'all know how we are. Y'all know we silly, but y'all have been asking for it. It is finally here. Dating part 4. And it's your girls. You getting us. You know what I'm saying? So y'all love when we talk about dating. So here we are talking about dating. What we do best. So go ahead, drop them topics.
All right, so in today's episode, we will be talking about abuse. There are different types of abuse. You have, mental abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse.
Yes.
And also, we'll be talking about forgiveness and healing and how important those two things are when moving forward. And also, we're going to dive into why is it that when a woman cheats on a man, it's hard for a man to forgive, whereas vice versa, a woman can forgive a man so easily.
Well, it's not even that she forgives him easily. It's the fact that she's expected to forgive him and move on quickly.
So yeah, we're gonna dive into these topics and see what we have here. Okay. So first up, we're gonna talk about domestic
violence.
Domestic violence.
Yo,
you know. If I said it like that, and you know I said it like that, you already know. Domestic violence.
We're bringing awareness to that. Because it can happen in more than one way. And it can definitely happen to men. A lot of times, men do not realize that they are actually going through domestic violence. They don't understand that they're going through some type of abuse. They don't get it. Even though she's not physically beating you or whatever. A lot of times, men's abuse is emotional and mental. To me, what you think?
Say what?
Their abuse is mostly mental and emotional, not physical.
Yeah, for men. Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part.
I don't know if any women just beating on a man like that, and a man just like letting them do it. I don't know. Unless they just like that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Some people. Y'all answer this in the comments. Why are people comfortable with a relationship that is violent? What are some of the reasons why y'all in the comments right now believe that people are comfortable with a violent relationship?
Well, I think sometimes it can just go back to your upbringing and what you are used to seeing, because the mind works so uniquely that things that traumatize us, we make it we normalize it.
Yeah.
So when you have been around, experienced domestic dispute, it's kind of becomes your normal that, oh, it's okay because of what you have seen with your upbringing or what you have experienced. And the mind starts to program and have you thinking that, okay, it's okay for him to hit on me, or it's okay for me to hit on what I'm saying, my girlfriend, what I'm saying, because that's what I seen, that's what I experienced, and I saw that whoever the person is, I saw that them go back to their abuser, so they'll come back to me, even though, what I'm saying. So it all plays a part on like your upbringing and what you experience, and yeah. But and a lot of people don't realize that your upbringing plays a part in how you deal with relationships and how you handle relationships. And it's not okay to be in a domestic violence relationship. It's not okay. It's definitely not okay.
Ooh, I was getting choked just then. I'll start. Okay. So for me, I am really getting choked. Where my water at, Lord?
Me to the wall, water. Take me to the wall.
Y'all know it.
If you're Pentecostal, you know that song, okay?
No, wait. Don't play.
That is Pentecostal.
I ain't talking about that.
Oh.
Anyways,
To quench my thirst. Quench your thirst, Lord. Quench it.
Okay. So going back to what Adriana said, I completely agree with what she said. I feel that when it comes to domestic violence, it's something they received coming up or something they saw coming up. And they just got used to that abuse. They got, and then not even with just abuse. Like some people are okay with just a relationship that is full of turmoil. I mean, like look at Melanie and Dawn. They were just used to the drama. If it didn't have drama, it didn't make sense for them. If it didn't have drama, the relationship really didn't work when it was not filled with drama. So some people are just used to the drama. They're drawn to it and it's just what's on the inside of them. And like I said, I agree with Adriana when she said it's something that they experienced in their childhood. So like I said, they experienced it themselves or they saw someone go through it. And so that's why I feel like people are okay with a violent relationship or just a relationship with a lot of drama. Like there is something on the inside of them. And a lot of times people don't want to get help. People don't want to talk to somebody to figure that out. Because you kind of need to figure that out. You need to talk to somebody. You need to speak with someone that can tell you like, hey, that's not love. Love doesn't beat on you. Love doesn't abuse you emotionally and mentally and belittle you. Because a lot of people, men and women included, a lot of people are just being talked to and just degraded and just oh my god in just most awful ways, to go home. And I think about all of the divorces that are happening right now. You know what I mean? Like all the divorces that are happening due to everybody just being at home and being on quarantine and everything like that. Like a lot has been brought to light now that folks have had to quarantine and be home and be around someone. Think about it. If you go to work every day, okay, at least while I'm at work, I'm not going to have to be around that. When I come home, yeah, I may have to deal with it. But while I'm at work, I won't have to deal with it. But now you're working from home, you have to deal with it 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, and we'll stay in it and call it love. Like, I know people personally that stayed in stuff that wasn't love. They stayed in situations where they were treated like crap, like the bottom of the barrel, and they stayed in it. So it was just something they were drawn to. And then a lot of times it was based on the fact that they put so much time and so much effort into the relationship. And so they weren't sure how to leave or they didn't want to be alone anymore. I'd rather be alone because being alone doesn't mean lonely. So, and I know that's cliche, but for me, I'd rather be alone and on my own than to have my peace taken away from me. Like, I like my peace. I like being able to clear my mind when I leave work, knowing that when I get home, my home is going to be how I left it. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're in if you're in a relationship where that person basically speaks down to you, they don't do anything for you, they talk to you any kind of way. They don't say things to make you feel good. They don't do things to make you feel good. It's not about them buying something, but it's about them showing their love towards you where you don't feel like you've been manipulated, where they're not cutting you out of your money. If you're in something like that, I just want to let you know that is not love. That is not love at all. And you need to exit quickly. So let's break it down. So Physical abuse. That's basically somebody physically putting
He
your
put
hands
his
on you.
hand on you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you one thing.
6.5 hours later. A few moments later.
Pa pa pa. That's all I got to say.
I can't even get it out.
Get it out, Sue.
Pow, pow, pow. Let me tell the way my family is set up.
Okay.
My mom's side and my dad's side,
Okay.
like it's just a simple phone call for me. Like
One.
a simple phone call. Just one phone
Should
call.
ever put their hands on anyone. You know, men shouldn't be hitting women and women shouldn't be hitting men. Point blank in the period. Nobody should fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, agree to disagree. Use your words. And if you know you're upset to the point where you're about to swing on somebody, I mean, yeah, leave the situation. For real. Leave the situation because it can turn deadly. You know, and it ain't worth losing your life over nothing. If that person is pushing you to that limit, it's time to go. So, physical abuse, that happens a lot. And then it happens so often, like, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a push. I don't care what it is. Like, don't let nobody put their hands on you. Because I'm telling you, it starts out with a simple push. Then it starts out with a simple hit. And then next thing you know, y'all be slap boxing. And next thing y'all know, y'all fighting.
Next thing you know, your homegirl's going to be singing, I don't even know you and I hate you. See, all I know that my girlfriend used to date you. How would you feel? She would have held you down and raped you, tried to dry, but she never could have.
If you are in a physical situation, get out of that. That's not love. I'm telling you. That person don't love you. Don't, because if you gotta hit somebody to say you love them, those hits don't feel like love. That's not your parent. That's not your daddy. That's not your mama. So, no, nobody should be putting their hands on you. And like I said, if you're getting to the point where you feel like you gotta put your hands on somebody, go ahead, get out. Go ahead and leave that situation. You know, calm down. I'm the type of person that once I get upset, I know me. Once I get upset, you got to give me time to back away from the situation. You got to give me time to, okay, I don't need to talk right now because I know I'm finna get out of hand. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to step back from the situation. That's me. Don't keep coming at me. Don't keep trying to talk to me. Just give me my space. And then we good. Like, for me, I have to go calm down first and then I can finish the conversation. Don't keep coming at me. I'm not gonna get physical or anything like that, but I just know I can't handle. I don't take that too well. You getting up on me or keep coming at me. I don't do that. So,
mental abuse is just as deadly as physical domestic abuse because, for one, with mental abuse is once someone can get inside your head and inside your thoughts, they can control you. And that's deadly.
Manipulate you.
Because they will have you thinking that it's you when really it's not
them.
You.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So mental abuse is just as vital as domestic abuse. With mental abuse, like I said, when someone can get inside your head and change your thought process and become the master of manipulation and having you thinking that it's not what it is when really it is what it is, that's not a good sign. Ways to identify when you are being mental abuse is if if you experience something or you seen something and try to call them out on it and they try to deflect from the situation, or they say well, it's not this, it's not that, that's the start. Even like when someone try to isolate you from your friends, most abusers would try to isolate you from your family and from your friends, and that way they can like get inside your head, or try to Every time you're around people who you are familiar with and you're comfortable with, oh, it's always an issue. Like those are signs of someone who that's mental abuse, because the job of an abuser is to really get you away from your comfort zone and from your surroundings and pretty much do you in.
Isolation.
In their mind, isolation is key.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, once they can get you away,
Control.
to control you. Like if you don't hang out with your friends, if you're dating a guy and we know all about the honeymoon phases or whatever like that, and then I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the camera, but when you start to say you want to hang out with your friends and he was like, why you gotta hang out with them, or why you can't do this, or why this can be us, and all this stuff, and just starting to trying to distance you from your friends, like that's not a good sign, because you really need to, keep your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever get in a relationship where you have to lose everybody around you just to obtain that relationship. That really means that you don't need to be in that relationship. That's not what it is. If you have to choose who you gonna, my family or him. Like, anytime you get put in that predicament, like, that's not good for you. You need to exit stage left. But yeah, so that's another form of mental abuse is isolation, and like I said, that's very deadly. That's not a good. That's
And if I can chime in,
not a good thing.
So I was researching the definition of abuse, and there are different types, but it says to use to a bad effect or for a bad purpose, the improper use of something. To treat with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly. So the definition of abuse is basically everything that she just said. There are different types of abuse, but the root word there is abuse. And so that means to be used, physically to be used as a punching bag, emotionally to be used as a punching bag. They come home from a long day at work, and because the work has been hard, they take it out on you. They disrespect you. They call you out your name. Knowingly that that's what's happening to them at work. And instead of addressing it at work, they're actually coming home and doing it to you. Or feeling like, again, that's something they went through. So everything that she said, so basically, to mentally abuse someone is to basically talk down to them, to make them feel as low as possible. And then, like she said, to control them. As long as they can control you, if they can make you feel like it's your fault, like if a person was to cheat on you and then they say, I'm sorry, I love you. And you say, no, there's no way you could possibly love me because you cheated on me. And then they tell you, well, you weren't doing this and you weren't doing that and you weren't doing this, but this person was doing all of that. They're flipping it and making it seem like it's your problem. Making it seem like it's you. Making it seem like you the one that told them to go cheat. You're the one that was out there with them and said, make this decision to cheat instead of discuss it with me. Let's talk about it, communicate about it, or let's break up. It's them being selfish and wanting their cake and eating it too. A lot of times when people cheat, after they cheat, then they feel guilty and say, oh, I love that person. I really want to be with that person. But that desire was so high, that lust that was on their mind was so high that they went and ran with it. And so basically that's the mental part of it. That's the mental part of it. Trying to make you feel like it's your fault. Trying to control you in whatever way that they can. They make jokes about you. If you're a person that, or whatever, like if you have short hair and they call you bald head all the time. And they say, oh, I'm joking. But really they're not joking. You can tell the difference if someone is joking or not. Or if they say, oh, you ugly. You know what I'm saying? They call you ugly all the time. Really? They feel like you ugly. They don't really feel like you're beautiful. They don't really feel like you're handsome. Or if they make a joke and say, I'm only here with you because of your money. Eventually that's the truth. Like if they keep saying it repeatedly, as the definition said, if they say it repeatedly, then that's what they really feel. That's what they really mean. So That's to make you feel small. And if they can make you feel small and manipulate you into whatever they want you to do, they will. So that's mental and emotional, because it takes a toll on you. And like she said, to isolate you, to get you away from your family and friends, the ones who uplift you, the ones who can see what you cannot. That's their goal. I had a friend who was actually in a situation like that, and we didn't talk much. And so I just reached out and was like, listen, this is what it looks like. Whether you receive it or not, this is what it looks like. And after, luckily, she received it. She thought about it and realized, like, hey, you know what? It does look like that. But yeah, definitely, that's what they do. They control you. They press your buttons. They know your triggers. They do whatever they can, or they make you. Another emotional play is, if you don't do this, I'm gonna leave you. If you don't do this, I'm gonna leave you. If you don't do this, I'm gonna go kill myself. If you're gonna do this, I'm gonna go do this. That's to control you as well. Like, to make you feel emotional and sad about them, and make you feel like you gotta do this because they're such a great person, or they're so needy and all of that other stuff, when really, no, they just playing you. They're just playing you. So those are some types of mental and emotional abuse, y'all. So if you're experiencing any of that, I'm telling you, get out. If you need help, get out. There is help out there for you guys. I'm telling you, National Domestic Violence Line, y'all can definitely call that number. We're gonna put it in the description below, but definitely. So financial abuse. Listen, listen, brothers, men, if she always come around, or if he, sisters, I gotta tell you, if you only talk to them or see them around the time that you get paid, or the time that income tax come out, they only there for the money. It's time to go. That is not love. If she's spreading it wide and dropping it low, only when you get the check, she's there for the money. Okay? That's keeping it all the way 100. If you're watching this channel, then you already know we keep it all the way 100. So don't get in your feelings. Don't get offended. Go somewhere and sit down with that. Like I said, it's the truth. If they're only around when you get paid, or if they be like, if you don't buy this for me, then I'm out, or if you don't do this, then I'm out, they only there for the money. They're only there for the money. Honestly. If you don't hear from him, sis, if you don't talk to him, I changed that. Because some of them real good. They talk to you every day. They talk to you every day to tell you all this other stuff, make it sound real, real good, make it seem like y'all gonna go out on dates, and then he call you and be like, I need you to pay this bill, or I need you to buy this car for me, or I need you to do this loan for me, or I need you to take this out of your name. Number one, never give anybody your name. Your name means everything. Like, your name literally means everything. Your name carries weight. It's how you get stuff. It's how you pay your bills. It's how you are able to get that new car, get that new home. Never give anybody your name. Never. I'm telling you, never give anybody your name. They are only using you for your benefits. That's it. Excuse me. So, if you can talk to him every day, or if you don't talk to him every day, especially if you don't talk to him or her every day, and you only talk to them around the money time, they only there for the money. Self-explanatory. Produce. Okay.
4 to 6 weeks later.
Sorry, y'all. We had to take a break. We had to take a little time because that was a lot in that first little half. That was a lot. So we had to take a little break. 1 week later. Anyways. Okay, y'all. So now that we done talked about abuse, we talked about what? physical abuse, financial abuse, mental and emotional abuse, y'all. And there's another abuse, is spiritual abuse. We won't get too deep into that one because of the fact that we'll probably need to do another segment for that one. But yeah, so we're gonna try to transition into